There's so much you can do, and with the right YouTube video showing you exactly what needs to be done, you can do it. It only requires a few simple tools, and you'll save a fortune. Once you learn it, you got that skill under your belt. So, all right, first things first. Yeah, take off the tire. Okay, now with the tire off, here's what you're looking at. You got the caliper, you got the electronic parking brake. You have to disconnect this, but first I want to disengage the parking brake. So you come in here, car, foot off the brake, tap your button once, tap it again, push the brake down, and push down on your parking brake. There it goes. Let your foot up off the brake, turn it off. All right, with the electronic parking brake disengaged, this should spin, which it does. Now, what we want to do is you get, let me see if I can set this down right. Get a screwdriver. You're just going to push in this tab a little bit, not too hard. You don't want to break it. And when you push in, you can lift up just like that. Just leave it off to the side. The next thing you want to do is remove these retaining bolts. There's one at the top and one at the bottom here that keeps the caliper in place. You can use a 14mm socket or wrench. Wrong way. There we go. Break it loose, and then you can just do it by hand. Take this one out. Take this one out. All right, then the whole caliper should come off. This is the electronic parking brake. All you're gonna do, there's a bolt here and there's one on the other side. You just undo those using a hex tool, unscrew it the whole way. This assembly, this actuator will disconnect from here. On this end, there's a female end. You get your hex tool, I think it's a 1/4 inch, and you just spin it clockwise until it takes several minutes. It takes a lot of revolutions. And then when you hear a click, it'll just stop. Don't force it, just stop there. Then you'll be able to compress this piston in so it's nice and flush. Simply put the actuator back on, use your hex tool, screw them back in on both sides, and then you can let it sit here and then simply replace your pads. You will need a screwdriver because on these retaining clips, you have a little tab here you have to push down, and then you can use your screwdriver or your hand and just pull the pad right out. That's the old pad. Do the same thing on the other side, and once they're out, you take out your old hardware. The brake pad box comes with new clips. Just pop them in. When you put the brake pad in, it's easier if you go up and get that in, get it started, then the bottom will pop right in. Do it on both sides. Once that's in, these retaining clips keep the pads in, and then you simply put your caliper back on. And when the caliper's off, I forgot to tell you, these pins right here with the rubber garment, you pull these pins out. They don't screw, but you have to wiggle them. Use 2 hands, hold the rubber garment back a bit. When you pull the pins out, wipe it clean of the old grease and put new grease in. Let me see here. What I used was this caliper grease. You just give it a good coating all around, and then you're gonna push the pin back in. Make sure you do the top and the bottom. Like I said, this would fit in. It slides in really easy. You can put that sucker right back on top. It should click in. And make sure this is tight. just arm, what was it? Not arm. Just make it a little tight. I mean, I don't have a torque wrench that has the pressure settings, but just tight enough like so. And that's it. That's how you change the rear ones. I mean, you don't need the expensive computer. That's the manual way to do it. And then simply since everything's there, you just put the tire back on. All right, so I know this wasn't the best video. I don't have all the terminology correct, but I showed you. Anyone can do this. You don't need really expensive equipment. I use my own spare tire car jack to get the wheels up. Just make sure you block the wheels. You do it on a level surface, safety first. You saw all I needed was a socket set and a screwdriver to get this done. I mean, and you'll need the those little hex wrenches. Shoot, let me pull one out of here. Right here. This is what I used. When you take the electronic parking brake off, you only need one this big. Everyone's got one in their garage. You just put it in there and you turn it clockwise until the thing stops. Then you can push the caliper in. I use these simple little rubber clamps, and you can squeeze it in, but quite frankly, you can do it with your fingertips. To get those other bolts off, use the small one. It's, all that crap you buy from IKEA. They come with these. This is the size. It takes off the little hex, or little, I guess you call it a hex screw, on the side of the actuator. I mean, it's literally these throwaway little hex tools. Hope you found the video helpful. Hit the like and subscribe button. Peace.